Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things I think you should know about this powerful upcoming full moon on November 12th, 2019. This full moon, as you probably already feel, is extra transformative, extra powerful, extra intense, extra potent. How many more adjectives can I come up with? I don't know. Maybe you can help me out. It's powerful. Okay, and it's because of the 1111 gateway that's around pretty much the exact same time. And the main theme is there's a very high degree, a very high amount of spiritual transformation that's taking place within you at this time. And this is going to be extremely perfectly timed and very relevant to the life you feel inspired and guided to create for yourself. It's going to help you with the goals you want to achieve, the things you want to do, and the person you want to become. All of these things, all these ideas that come to you sometimes when you're maybe lying awake at night, that come into your mind about your future and resonate down to the core, all those are real. All those are like a given. They're going to happen. They're in your cards in this life. But the upgraded version of you, the new you, the real you is going to be the one that makes it all possible, that makes it all happen. So for all that to come into true fruition in your life, what has to happen is a shift, a change in you, a change in me. We have to transform and raise up to the version of ourselves that, again, is capable of achieving all these brilliant things and more. So my friend, if you are going through just a lot right now, a lot of personal stuff right now, and you feel like your plans and your dreams are on hold and it's difficult to make like real, like physical, tangible progress, that's okay. That's actually perfect. You're right on track. And what's happening right now is like the important, essential, foundational work that's going to give way to all the practical action steps, which are more like reflections of the transformation you're making inside of yourself at this moment. So as I always do, my friend, I will go ahead now and break down this reading into 5 more specific and digestible themes that you can ground into your mind and ground into your being so that you can go forth in this powerful energy, abundant with opportunity, and just get the absolute most out of it. And there's a lot to get. There's so much potential. I can't say it enough. And again, now I'm going to go ahead and specify this all for you so it all makes sense beyond the vague introduction I just gave you. Number 1, one word, Thunderbolt. This is the Thunderbolt card. I'm not a tarot reader, but this card just happens to be perfectly fitting. This is from the Osho Zen tarot deck, and the Thunderbolt card, I believe, correlates with the Tower card in like the traditional tarot. And a lot of people, when they see that card, they think, oh God, oh, hell's gonna break loose in my life. And it's not really like that. What it really is, it's an influx of clarity and an intensification and amplification of misalignments within yourself that will block you from all these dreams you have that need to come to the surface and be recognized and let go of. But the process of the Thunderbolt in our life experientially in that moment is not always pleasant, but it's essential and it's extremely powerful, okay? Because this is a very high card in the whole tarot deck. It means you're getting very close to like the big payoffs, the massive, like noteworthy life transformations. And the reason I bring this up is to say, listen, if you feel like your emotions, especially emotions that are reflective of resistance to something in your life, if these emotions feel more intense than normal, and you're experiencing sometimes like waves of heightened stress and just challenging emotional states in your life, not only are they extremely positive and relevant and necessary and just part of your ever-expanding, exploding process into forward awesomeness, but it's normal. So you don't have to feel like you're doing this wrong. You can't do it wrong, my friend. You don't have to feel like you're just sucking at life. It's just we're all going through like an ascension process, something that it really hasn't happened before this way on the planet in all its really long history. It's never happened this way at this speed. We are the courageous one that sort of were like, yeah, let's give this a shot. I think I can hang in there, and this is what we're doing. So understand that. Understand what's happening is a very profound and rare occurrence. And if you have some days when you're not feeling as zenned out and normal and balanced as you would prefer to, that's okay. It's in a sense to be expected. And when you look at it like this, when you look at it the way I describe, which is how I see it, you can correlate it with and represent it to yourself in an extremely positive way, because it really is. The more nutty you feel, the more of all that angst you're unloading and you're transcending, so that for one, you don't have to feel that way any longer. But most importantly, you're going to really be able to like smoothly step into your new shoes and fulfill this destiny that you're building towards in a very joyful and expansive and kind of lighthearted way. All this stuff inside you, it's got to go, and thank goodness it's going. It's coming up. What's coming up is going out. Number 2, I wrote down physical symptoms of your emotional purification. Because this window of opportunity, this astrological alignment is so powerful, oftentimes as we build up to it, there are physical symptoms of this release process. It's this Thunderbolt card. There are physical manifestations of that beyond just the feelings of emotions. From time to time, you might feel sick at times. Like my friend Aaron Dowdy, my YouTuber buddy, a lot of you probably know him. This guy never gets sick. I don't think I've ever known him to have a cold ever since I've known him. He's a very healthy guy, and he was like throwing up. He was like, there was some kind of crazy thing going on with him a few days ago. So when he gets sick, it's like, wow, something must be in the air. I have a cold right now, and ironically, I'm a few days, or tomorrow actually, I leave for Costa Rica to do a plant medicine retreat. And it's funny because almost every time before I'm gonna do ayahuasca, which is what I'm gonna be doing, I get sick. And to me, it started to kind of, a correlation develop where I view it as what I'm just saying to you is that sometimes before a big transformation, there are just physical symptoms of energies leaving our system so that we can really get the most out of it. So if you're feeling like a little bit compromised physically in some way, or have any other sort of symptoms of release like phlegm or vomiting, or just, I don't need to get into the graphic details. We all kind of we all know what symptoms of release really imply. Okay, I'll stop myself right there. My point is, again, if this is happening to you, you don't have to think, oh my goodness, why now? This is so unfortunate. You can say, oh, wow, interesting. It's timed up with this powerful gateway that I intuitively sense is on the horizon. I know big things are coming, so I can place these temporary fleeting symptoms in this context where I can view it in a very positive light. And that can really smooth out the experience big time. Number 3, all of these types of experiences of release are leading somewhere beyond worthwhile, leading somewhere just truly amazing. And I'll represent that to you with the transformation card. Okay, this is like one of the top cards in the whole deck. It might even be. I'm not a tarot expert, but there's a very profound spiritual transformation taking place inside of you right now. In fact, I drew this card specifically the other day because I was running into roadblocks in my life within my projects I'm trying to complete, these tangible physical things I'm trying to complete that in my mind correlate with my forward progress. I was running into all these problems with it. And eventually, whenever I'm really feeling down and out, I draw these tarot cards, and this one popped up. And when it popped up, it immediately represented to me like, Victor, right now you're going through a very essential personal, spiritual transformation that is related to where you want to go. But what that means is it's okay to kind of take a step back and maybe derail the plans your mind insists needs to take place, and be more flexible and fluid, and allow this transformation to ensue into such time when you know it's perfect timing to act. Now, the thing is, my friends, you probably have seen this in your own life, is sometimes our life, the way things tend to be, these big things tend to manifest, it can really seem like our life is getting down to the wire in like a practical sense. Like, it reminds me a long time ago when I quit my jobs to pursue this YouTube career. I pretty much ran out of money. It really got down to like where we had like almost nothing. We were in credit card debt, and it was like, man, if I go forward in this way another month, we are screwed. But the timing was perfect. Just when I needed it, I started to kind of make this upswing, and like I can look back and say, wow, that was so perfectly timed. Even though leading up to it, without that hindsight, I was like, man, this is getting down to the wire. But that's even in itself is an opportunity to step back and choose to just have faith, to choose to trust the intuitive nudges you're already getting. This is not information you don't know, my friend. Let this be a confirmation for what you're probably already telling yourself. You're right on track. This is a perfectly timed thing. You are heading in amazing directions towards beautiful horizons, and everything that's happening, even if you can't make sense of it in the moment, is actually perfectly part of what's going down, of what you're building towards. Let the pieces of the puzzle take perfect form, okay? You're always on track, and this is something you can choose to know whenever you want, because there's always an intuitive part of you that knows it's all well and good, and you can always drop into that. Number 4, this is more of a piece of advice that will help you tremendously during these specific types of energies, is this: be like Bruce. What? Be like Bruce Lee, my friend. Bruce Lee, my man. He's got this little cool book that was a gift. And he says right here, I don't know if you can see it, be like water, okay? Again, we are changing and transforming to such a degree that even though you and I are both smart and have plenty of past experiences in our life to kind of draw information from, and it can lead us to the inclination to project how things need to go in the future because we think we can kind of anticipate, but we're going through too big of a transformation that our minds are just lost. They have no idea, okay? So it's very important to make plans, to set intentions, of course, but to be very flexible, very like water, and be aware when something you're doing is causing you to kind of run up into a wall, okay? Don't be like a fly. You ever see a fly stuck in your house? It'll just run into the window over and over and over and over again. It doesn't really realize that this isn't working. Even though this is smashing my freaking face, I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm so trapped in my mind's intention, okay? You might run into glass once, but then you can step back and say, okay, I'm gonna try a different route because this is not the best way to go. You are so intuitive, so empathic that you can literally feel when something is right and the timing is right and there's like energetic support bringing you forward. And when that's not the case, step back and try again in a different way. There's just such an air of transformation in the air, and it really is, again, difficult to plan how you're gonna go about your life, but you don't need to. You can feel your way forward. You'll avoid the sore nose as you run into the glass, obviously, but you'll also make progress really, really quickly. Even in this Mercury retrograde time, you can go forward very, very quickly, but you gotta do it like water. You gotta do it in a flexible way. Number 5 is to more so remind you of what your intuition has been feeling probably over the past several months, that you are really building towards something immaculate, and it pertains to you. Like you're building towards a new you in a new life that is reflective of your highest preferences and your most expanded visions of what's possible. You're literally creating that right now. And 2020, for you, for those who are doing the work, which it implies you if you watch my type of content, okay? It means that you're in this. You're like a forerunner, a pioneer in this collective ascension. Just imagine billions of people, and you're at that absolute leading edge, forging your way forward at the front line, going through the brunt of the energetic transformation, the energetic realignment. Okay, and because you're doing the work, you're gonna be one of the first ones to like really reap the rewards, okay? Yeah, going first, it comes with its drawbacks. You know, it's more, it's gonna be easier for folks to kind of follow in behind you. But there is something to be said for me and the early bird to get the worm, you know what I'm saying? It's like 2020 is going to represent for you, long story short, that all this work, all this physical release and these intense periods of emotional catharsis and all of the other stuff, ups and downs in your life and symptoms that are so real but you can't talk about, all this stuff going on, all this stuff you've been going through is building you for an amazing 2020. 2020 is when you're really going to start to like step in to these new beautiful shoes of yours and really be present and grounded in this new life you're creating. And just choose, in my opinion, I'd recommend trusting all that's happening with you. It's like, it's perfect. And don't just believe me, look back at your journey. Has it not worked out in that way? Times of confusion, times of weariness, always followed by aha moments where you look back and say, wow, that was perfect. This is perfect. You are perfectly on track for your dreams. That's my spiel, my friends, and I hope it serves you very well in your journey and in your life. That's why I make these videos, because a lot of times, as a lot of you know, I'm sort of a shy person in person, and it does sometimes take me mustering up a good amount of courage to put myself out there in this way. But in my heart, I know that this might help somebody. So that's my intention, that this can help you in your process. Then I did my job. So anyways, my friends, all the best of luck, even though you don't need any luck at all, literally, but it's a nice thing to say. Much love to you all. See you all next time. Have an amazing day, amazing month, an amazing full moon. Namaste.